How's it going, guys? Brian Smith here on another episode of the Entrepreneur Blueprint. Today, we have a very special guest with us today. Today, we have realtor, real estate professional. We got Mr. Jordan Applebe in the house.
Pleasure to meet you.
How are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I say pleasure to meet you, pleasure to see you again.
Pleasure to see me again. Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, blessed, man. Blessed every day.
Well, it is good to see you, Jordan. So, Jordan, what we're doing here on the Entrepreneur Blueprint, a couple of things. Number one, we want to get into your story. You know, we want to get in your story. It's a business podcast. I encounter a lot of people that they have questions. They want to be successful. They want to do different things. And what we want to do is let people hear from people who are actually doing it. You know, give some actionable advice, and we want to hear about the different things that you got going on. So with that being said, let's jump right in. So Jordan, how's your story start? How did we arrive where we are today?
Man, I got into the real estate business back in 2012. I was a mobile notary, and so I would sign home loan documents and closings, and then that carried on into the COVID era when everything was remote. And so I did that for 8-10 years.
Really? Mobile notary. It kept you busy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine.
It was a good kind of precursor to it because I think I've sat at the closing table over 500 times.
Wow.
Because of that.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of led to, I did it in-house for a title company, and then I started actually, explaining to people like the settlement statements and everything else, and I started seeing the realtor commissions, and I said, I need to get on that side of this. And little did I know, of course, every realtor will tell you it looks great before you get in it, and then once you get in it, you realize they earn every dime of that money.
You bet.
But it was just something, I've always been a people person. I've always loved helping people and talking with people and just engaging, and so it was kind of a natural fit. And so I'm going into my third year. This is my third year as a real estate agent, and man, I love it.
Full time.
Yeah, well, so sort of, right?
So but before we get back, so let's talk about the transition from that mobile notary.
Right.
So a lot of the questions that I hear people talk about is the transition from one career to like getting into real estate.
Right.
How did you manage that transaction? Were you still doing a little bit of both, or can you talk about that?
Yeah. So oddly enough, the whole time I've been a professional musician, and I've been a professional musician since I was playing music for money since I was about 16 years old.
Come on now.
That's always been the primary thing, the primary driver. And so I was doing mobile notary for extra cash, playing music in the background of that. And then by the time I got my real estate license, I wasn't doing the notary stuff anymore, but I was still doing music.
Okay.
And so that's kind of helped stabilize the income. And then two, my wife has a really great, 9 to 5 and works in contracts and stuff like that. And so that's kind of helped stabilize the house while I can build up that business.
So musician. So right now, as we speak, it's March 2026, and we got the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo going on in town. Have you been there?
I just went last night.
You just went last night?
Yeah.
I mean, I love the cowboy hat.
Thank you.
So was it a good time?
Man, it was a blast. We went and saw, so the band was Red Clay Strays, and they are amazing. And I got the guy on the camera put me up on the Jumbotron, which was super cool.
Yeah?
And we cover a few of their songs, so it was just a really awesome night. They're one of my favorites. What I love about them is they're somewhat mainstream, and while they're not considered a Christian artist, they openly talk about and sing about God regularly at all of their shows, and that's huge to me because faith is a big part of what I do. Because aside from being a musician and a realtor, I'm also a pastor of a church.
Come on.
So I can't sit still, man.
Dude, where do you get the time? So first of all, amen, man of faith. Same here. I'm with you 100% on that. So you juggle a lot.
I do.
How do you manage all that?
I found out that when you leave it in God's hands, He'll make time for all of the stuff He wants you doing.
Wow.
And that's a really powerful thing to understand, like to find that peace. because I would try to actively juggle it myself, and I had to learn, like, I don't have the strength or wherewithal or power to do any of this. But when I leaned on him, he basically will, he'll anoint, is what the word that we use, right? He'll
Amen.
anoint your life in a way that the things that need to happen will happen for you and the way they're supposed to.
That's powerful.
And if you don't use that, you'd say arrange, right? He'll fix your schedule for you to make sure you're on the path you're supposed to be on.
Wow.
And once I did that, it changed the entire game.
Wow. That's amazing. So your faith is a guiding light
Absolutely.
in your career.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So and I love that, because I mean, none of us are as strong as we would hope that we are.
No.
You know, I mean, and so that's a big deal. So you're a pastor of a church also.
Yes, sir. Yes,
wow. So how long? Where's the church? Can we talk about it?
Absolutely. I love talking about that. So we are called Saltwater Revival Pirate Church, and we meet at a bar and grill, which is called Barge 295 in Seabrook, Texas.
Okay.
Pirate is figurative, but also sometimes literal. That when we have special events, our anniversaries, sometimes on Easter for the kids, we'll dress up and have our people dress up in their best pirate attire. And it makes it fun for the littles, especially like Easter and stuff when they're out there. But the main reason we chose Pirate is, one, we're situated right there on Clear Lake. And so there's a lot of sailing community, a lot of boaters that come to our church. And then two, it's kind of the outcasts, the people that wouldn't feel comfortable in a normal church setting. That's who we're after. We want you coming off your boat in swim trunks and flip-flops and just feeling like you're welcome there. Certainly come as you are, don't stay as you are, but we just want everyone to be introduced to Jesus.
Amen.
And that's, nobody takes a salary. We do everything we take in goes back to the community. It's 100% volunteer, and we are a 501c3. And so we try to make it to where all of the things that people complain about or that turn people off of modern church, we try to, what is like the sales term, overcome all of those objections, right?
Sure.
And so we just try to create a place that is 100% about Jesus and nothing else. And it's been amazing. We're coming up on our 4th year.
Okay.
Started back in 2022.
Okay.
And it's
so
unbelievable.
So I love that. Before we go, I got a dad joke that I got to tell you about 4 pastors. So remind me, I got 4 pastors I got to tell you about at the end.
Joke.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna get there. Now, so you're juggling a lot. And, you got music going on, you got church going on, you got your real estate career going on. How, what's your why? I mean, what motivates you every day to just keep going with everything you got going on?
I think for me, it's a calling. I want to be what I've been called to be. And so each of these things that I do are engines for that. And so I've always been my dad was in politics, my grandfather. We've always just been very much raised on leadership and growth, and you're supposed to be in your community and not just part of it, but like part of shaping the world around you. You have an obligation to be that, the engine for change, that engine for improvement, that don't just talk about it, but be one of the ones that gets out there and does it.
Yeah, you're contributing. You got your sleeves rolled up.
Right. Be part of the world around you. And so that's kind of the engine behind all that. And so instead of doing it through politics, I do it through ministry. And we truly believe that if everybody would learn to just love each other like Christ loves, we'll make the world a better place. And I take that into my real estate business. I'm not in this job to make money. I'm in this job to help people with one of the most intense and largest transactions they're ever going to take part in their entire life.
True.
And so they need someone that's going to look out for their best interests. If somebody is selling a home, this is the largest sale that they will probably ever do until they sell the next one down the road. And they need someone that's going to look out for their best interests and not just be self-interested. I'm not just trying to cop a commission. I'm trying to help my clients have the best experience possible.
It's a big deal.
It absolutely
deal.
is.
Big deal. So I mean, I love your journey and I love your story. So one of the things that we're looking to do is give the people some actionable advice. If I were to ask you just one thing for our audience, if you could share just one thing, one bit of advice to them, what would it be?
I would say listen to the market. That's especially right now because you've had so much flux. Look at the last 10 years between 2008 or the last 15 years or so, between 2008 and 2026, you've got the crash in '08, you had the resurgence there, you've had the spike from COVID and the rock bottom interest rates, and then now we're kind of leveling back out. And it's so important now more than it ever has been to really pay attention to what the market is telling you about your property, because it's neighborhood centric. It's not even just one city by city. I mean, it is block by block.
Wow.
And you can have two houses in the same block that are identical, and the one that listens to the market will move, and the one that doesn't will sit.
Wow. So if there's somebody out there, that's great. That's excellent advice because that is absolutely 100% true what you're saying.
Right.
If there's somebody they may want to follow in your footsteps and get in a career in real estate or whatnot.
Right.
How, is there something? What first step would you recommend that they take?
I would say, first steps first is be diligent in your school, because for as much as you think, I'm never going to use this, why do I need to know this stuff? Some of that stuff comes up every day. But beyond that, I think the more kind of spiritual advice, as it were, if you would say, is don't chase the paycheck, chase the win. And don't chase the win for yourself, chase the win for your clients. So it's not about getting a commission, it's about winning for your clients. And if you win for your clients consistently, they will refer you to their friends and so on and so forth. Because your number one source of business in real estate is referrals, hands down. It's not internet marketing, which is great. It's not billboards, which are also great. It's referrals. And that's going to be far and away the highest portion of your business. And if you consistently win for your clients and put that first, you will succeed. The money will come eventually, and it'll come steady.
That's really good. That's good. So, you got anything coming up or anything you want to talk about before we close out?
A few things. I'll kind of talk fast
Sure,
because I've
sure.
had a couple of them. The band, we're playing at the Sylvan Beach Festival in LaPorte, Texas from 12:30 to 4. And that's also always a great time.
When is that?
April 25th in
April
LaPorte,
25th,
Texas.
okay,
At
okay.
Seabrook Park, or at Sylvan Beach Park. Sorry, I live in Seabrook, so it's
I'm with you.
Sylvan Beach Park, April 25th.
And we can put some
12:30.
links. We can put some links in this video
Yes.
so people can enjoy.
And then right now I've got a listing on 519 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive in LaPorte, townhouse, 235,000, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2.5 bath, 1782 square foot.
Okay.
Awesome place.
Okay.
Beautiful. Built in 2022, still immaculate.
Let's get it sold.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you do put in a contract, hire Brian Smith Inspections to come do the inspection.
There you go.
And then the church every Sunday, Barge 295, 11 a.m. And then I can't promote it just yet, but I do have a waterfront Lake Conroe listing coming up at the beginning of April. So if you're looking for waterfront in Lake Conroe, call me, Jordan Applebe at Outlook.com. That's Appleby with just one E, 713-492-6278, or look up Facebook, Jordan Appleby, Texas Realtor.
Hey, man, we're going to have that in the link.
Yes.
All right, Jordan, you ready for my dad joke?
Yes,
we get
I'm
out of
ready.
Here?
You got to lay it on me.
Okay. So, since you're a pastor, so there's these 4 pastors, right?
Okay.
These guys are friends, and they decided that, hey, look, these are hunting and fishing type guys. So they said, look, we're going to go out on the lake, and we're just going to go fishing. So they head out to the lake, and then one of the pastors says to the other guys, they says, well, look, since we're going out on the lake, I think it'll be a good idea if we all confess a sin to each other so we can pray for each other and uplift each other. So, and they said, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, So the first guy goes, and the first pastor, and he says, brothers, I've been struggling with alcohol. After church, beer, Jack Daniels, whatever I can get my hand on. I mean, they're really struggling. I could use some prayer. And they're like, all right, brother, well, hey, we'll get you uplifted in prayer, get you cleaned up. Worry about it. We're going to pray for you. Second guy goes and he says, guys, I'm ashamed to admit I've been struggling with, gambling. I mean, lottery tickets, casino, whatever. I mean, boom, I'm there, I'm in, and I need prayer. So, yeah, brother, we're going to uplift you. We're going to get you cleaned up. Third guy, I've been struggling with anger. I'm just on edge all the time, and man, it's a problem. So, yeah, fourth guy, sitting there quiet, not saying anything. And so they're like, all right, brother, well, it's your turn. What you got? We're not getting off this boat until you share something.
Right.
And he says, all right. He says, well, listen, I've been struggling with gossip, and I can't wait to get off this boat.
I've never heard that before, but I had a feeling that's where that was going.
Is that good?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Jordan, this was amazing, man. Thank you so much for coming. Jordan
Absolutely.
is the best. We're going to have the links in the description. Thank you so much. Brian Smith signing out with Mr. Jordan Applebe. That's going to conclude this episode of the Entrepreneur Blueprint. We will see you guys next time. Oh.